Hello and welcome back to another match reaction. Yeah, I was thinking, it's painful, it's painful. Losing twice to Boca Juniors, scoring 0 goals after so many chances. Um, we should have scored in this game, but in my opinion, we should have got at least a point of this game, or like 4 points from these two games, because we were so good in these matches, but we could not score. That was the problem. We could not score. So obviously, I have Rank with me because he's a Boca fan. He won twice. Probably gonna keep it 15 to 20 minutes. Um, like I have some things to talk about some of the Boca players. Like wow, what? I mean, I might as well start. Like I, my man of the match is Advin Kula. What a player! He gets injured last 15 minutes. He says substitution. He wants to go out. You made the 5 substitutions, and he like I don't know what he's on. Like I don't know what he was on the last 50 minutes. He just did not give crap, and he booted everyone who was going on that side. Like what? It probably was Cafu. The Cafu. It was not Advincula. It probably was Cafu. Like
Maybe.
he was. We're gonna do the player ratings later. The last thing we do. Um, but I think Colo Colo we start really well. Um, Obviously, we have a lot of chances. We have Ramiro Gonzalez who is trying to do a Ronaldo versus Juventus, which does not work. I don't know what he was doing. Like I got actually upset when he did that. Volados, he did some good things, but please, for God's sake, pass the ball to a striker. Don't pass it into the goalkeeper. But at least try to score. Um, Obviously, injuries in the first half. Two of them actually, two subs in the first half. Bruno Gutierrez went out. Um, Obviously, in the 8th minute, Bruno Gutierrez out, and then Lanjoni, the left wing, um, and we have Gil, who was he went in the first half. Gil was actually in his 2021 mode. 2021, yeah, his 2021 mode. It was really good. Alan Saldivia, thank God, he did at the end of the first half where he clearance half line, or it was on the line. I was actually scared that it was gonna go in, but because I don't, uh, I don't know. Yeah, it was Jason Rojas who basically stood there and was like, "Oh my God, the ball's gonna go in," and then we have obviously Alan Sandiva who knocked the ball out. Brian Cortez on the day, he was very good. I don't know why he got a rating, but like he made 4 saves. That save against Advincula, I believe.
Yeah,
Uh,
the first one was against Advincula. Like Advincula gets
mm,
a rebound and decides to shoot like right on the edge of the box, and Cortez saves it, and then it hits the post and goes out for a corner. Remember
yeah,
that
I
one?
forgot. Well, what about there was another chance. I think it was.
Then there was a one-on-one against Medina, I'm sure, and then there was another one-on-one by Oscar Romero, who is the player that got subbed on instead of Langoni. Yeah, those are the 3 saves I remember from Cortez.
Like he was excellent. Obviously, Benedetto, who headed the ball down to I don't know who he was, but who was it?
Again to Oscar
Oh
Romero.
Oscar Romero. It was Oscar
Yeah,
Romero.
and
Cortez was
that's
safe.
the chance where Saldivia clears it off the line. That's why I feel like during the first 20 to 25 minutes, Boca was awful in this game. Like we couldn't connect 5 passes together, and that's when we allowed like Colo Colo to gain some ground and gain some momentum, and that's when you had like your first chances. Most of them, I believe, I remember one wasted by Volados or whatever. Um, but yeah, after those first 25 minutes, I felt like Boca really grew into the game, and we had all those big chances that shot from outside the box by Varela, and then yeah, the chance from Advíncula, and those one-on-ones that were saved by Cortés, and the one cleared off the line. So I felt like in the first half, we were pretty bad at the start, but after those first 25 minutes, I felt like we deserved to score, but we didn't in the first half at least.
Yeah, I think Cortez saved us in the first half. Yeah,
Yeah, and Saldivia.
we played pretty well the first half. I think we should have scored one at least, but then we move into the we can look at substitutions of this game. Obviously, Jason Rojas came on for Renato Gutierrez 8th minute, and obviously we had Oscar Romero coming in for Lanjoni. But what do you think of the performance for Oscar Romero in this game? What do you think what's your thoughts on it?
I feel like Oscar, he hadn't been playing much lately, but he is really a quality gifted player, and I feel like he should get more playing time for sure. I feel like we could play with 4 midfielders if we wanted. We could play like with Medina, Varela, Oscar Romero, and then Ignacio Fernandez. I feel like Guillermo Fernandez, he cannot play. Like the number 8, he's awful. I don't know how he got a 7.7. Like he was legit missing every single pass. But yeah, I feel like Oscar Romero could fit well into our midfield if he keeps putting up these kind of performances. I was very upset that Langoni got injured, but as you can see from this game, we're having a bit of an injury crisis. Like, I don't know what's going on with our medical staff, but absolutely everyone got injured this game. It was actually crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy this game. Obviously, Merentiel came on and then got injured. I don't know. I looked at the situation and yeah, it did not look good by the way. And obviously Ignacio Fernandez came on. Luis Vasquez, I think he was good. Luis Vasquez, in my opinion, when he came 1v1 and have a sprint battle because he's pretty fast. Castillo
Yeah,
came in.
that's the only chance he had really. But that's another one-on-one that Vasquez missed against Colo Colo. He had 2 in the first game, and now this one is pretty disappointing.
And obviously, Castillo came on. He had that chance in the end of the game, like 89th minute. I think
Thompson also missed another one.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about that when I come to him. Castillo obviously had that chance. I think he should have probably taken another touch on the ball because I think it was Figal who was on the other side when Castillo came through the other player. If Figal might have gone for the ball, he might have gone the wrong way and kicked down Castillo. So yeah, I think Castillo could have done better, but yeah, I thought he was gonna cook this game, but I was wrong. Thompson should have scored that chance. I don't know how he did not score that. I was looking at the highlights today, like twice or three times. I think he should have, when he got the ball, he took a shot. He took the ball, and then I think he should have shipped Romero because the line was here, and then Romero was like here, and then the goal was on the, it was like 5 meters between Romero and the goal. So I think if he shipped that, if he got enough uh, fast on the ball, I think he would have scored. Because I think he need to get that pace on the ball. If he had chipped that, because I think that should have been a goal.
Hmm.
Marco Rojas was pretty good. He was okay. Daniel Gutierrez came on. He was pretty good. Ramiro Gonzalez, he was okay. Damian Pizarro, I said he was gonna cook Boca in these 2 games. He did nada. Balados, I don't know what to say about him. Legit, I don't know. Paves, he was pretty good. Fuentes, pretty good. Bosat, I don't know what he did the same thing in the first leg, where he got a yellow card early. Like, stop getting yellow cards at the early of the game. That's why he should have gotten a red, in my opinion. Bosat with the amount of fouls, and yeah, and obviously we're fourth in the group right now. Boca is through, so please, I beg you, please beat Monagas or draw against them. Um, like
Yeah,
you need to beat. I don't know if you will play your best team, but you have to beat Monagas if you want to be contenders for the Libertadores, because you have to beat these teams. These
yeah. I mean, I don't think we're gonna play like a full squad. I'm sure some of our starters will for sure play that game because I mean it's Copa Libertadores in the end, and I think it's gonna be our last game before like the June break. So I feel like some of our starters may play that game, but now it's all in Colo Colo basically. Like I doubt Monagas is gonna beat us in La Bombonera, even with a second squad or whatever. Like they are not gonna get all 3 points. So now it's all in Colo Colo. They have to win or else they are out.
Yeah, and if we lose that game, Quintero's bye bye. Yeah, he has to go. If we lose, he has to go. If we get to the Americana, okay, he can stay for a while. Because we might have a chance in the Sudamericana. If he goes through, that saves his job. Because losing against Deportivo Pereira, that's a disgrace. That's really, really bad. Um, yeah, we can't lose that game. And if we do lose that game, I probably will do this. Cry. So, yeah, I beg, please don't lose that game. Please. But if I think we obviously, I don't know if I will do a watch on for that. I don't know what time it is for that game.
Hmm.
Or because it says 12 for me. There's gonna be 12 at night for me. But I don't know if it's true because they usually change the time for the matches, so I have no clue. Hopefully
Mhm.
it's that time. So might do a watch along if you're free. I don't know about that though. If you're free that time, but yeah, like it's pretty painful that we're fourth, to be honest. And also, we can talk about the second half now. So we talked about the first. I wanna say Figao, he was excellent in this game. Um, Daniel Pizarro when he came 1-on-1, I think Figao made a really good tackle. Bruno Valdez was. I don't think Bruno Valdez was better than Figao in this game.
Yeah, no.
Bro, Vegant, what a goal, what a goal. When I saw that goal, I was just, wow, what a goal. What a, what a goal by Vegant. Like, the way he gets that curl into there, that was very good. But I think instead of Paves standing there with hands behind the back, he should go and try to header away the ball and not let it go. Because if he might not a touch on it, it might go to the corner. So I don't
Yeah,
know. You could go.
it's very difficult though. Yeah, to get to know about that.
Thoughts on that goal? Um,
Yeah, it was fantastic. It was, I believe, one of the first good chances we created in the second half. Good link-up play between Medina, Varela, then Advíncula, and I don't know who actually is the one that crosses it in. It was Romero. Oscar Romero is the one that crosses it over to Weigand, and Weigand, yeah, just first touch hits it with the volley from outside the box, and it goes into the um, into the bottom half, into the bottom corner of the second post. So yeah, it was a wonderful goal, and yeah, it was pretty much what we needed. It was what we deserved because in the first half, yeah, we didn't play that good, but we created most of the chances. And after that, I felt, I don't know what you felt, but after the goal, I felt like Colo Colo completely collapsed. Like, I don't know what happened, but I feel like Colo Colo basically crumbled under the pressure. They didn't know what to do. And after it was 1-0 down, the Colo Colo players just didn't seem to know how to react. And, you know, they were just kind of passing the ball to each other. Then someone would lose the ball and Boca would go on the counter and create some dangerous chances. I felt like we could have won this game by more goals if we didn't have those injuries in the end, because we were actually pressuring very hard. We were very close to scoring a second goal, but those injuries we had, first with Advíncula and then with Fabra, I feel like it really cost our pace and how deep we could go into the attack. So after we got those injuries, we kind of like tried to slow down the pace and just hold on to the game, and we managed to do that. I felt like Colo Colo, yes, you can have all these chances, but if we go and look at the stats, you didn't have that many shots on target because, you know, your strikers cannot really actually hit the target, which is, I don't know, shameful, you know. Um, so yeah, those are basically my thoughts. I feel like Colo Colo played very, very bad after they conceded, and only started to create chances again once, you know, Boca had those injuries. I don't know how you felt about it.
I felt awful. I felt awful about our place could not bloody score. Um, yeah, look at the rest of the plays we have. Could have bring on Benayer. Benayer could have come on. He didn't. Um, Instead, he bring on Rojas. Just I said Castillo was gonna cook. He didn't do it, but I don't care now. Moya could have come. Oroz could have come on. That's pace versus these slow ass defenders. Um, obviously, let's talk about the obviously it was a lot of fans there. Obviously, I think around 5,000 Colo Colo fans was at the um, half where it was on the what half was it? It was up and then it was like on this corner uh,
Yeah,
for for me on this corner up up there. Um, yeah, it's the atmosphere was pretty good. Boca Juniors fans, obviously, um, with all the Swedish flags. It was pretty nice to see. Um, I enjoyed it. Um, you know, the, these atmospheres, you from La Bombonera, Mas Monumental, Estadio Monumental in Chile, and then obviously these South American countries. It's pretty fun to see the atmospheres in these games because
yeah,
we we rarely don't see it in in some European countries and Asia and North America. Obviously, in Europe we see it in Serie A, Swedish league, for example, and some countries, but we don't see it a lot. And in South America, we see it because,
hmm,
especially with the big teams playing against each other. Like Colo Colo has been playing against River a couple of times these years. Obviously now Colo Colo played Boca twice. It was fun to see, even though we lost twice. It's fun to see still, even if you lose. It's still fun to see, atmosphere, how it looks. Obviously, I've never been to La Bombonera. Hopefully, I will in my life before I die. I don't know if this Bombonera, are they're gonna build a new one, but they're gonna demolish this one, or are they gonna?
Yeah, we are not really sure what's going to happen. I feel like expanding this current Bombonera is going to be very tough because, it's a pretty old stadium. It's over 80 years old at this point. So, I don't think the infrastructure is really there to um, ma- make it bigger, basically, and better. So I feel like either we would have to demolish the current stadium and build another one in the same place, or build one somewhere else. There's been a lot of ideas because this year there's going to be an election for another Boca president. So every candidate has been basically suggesting their ideas for the new stadium, but there is no idea what we're going to do. Most likely, no stadium is going to be built. At some point, sure, there's going to be, but it's going to take some time for sure. For now, I mean, speaking about the fans, the passion is great. There was also a lot of violence going on before and after the game. It was pretty sad to see. We don't want to see more violence, both from the Colo Colo and the Boca fans. Like, they both acted horribly, and yeah, we don't need more violence in football. We can be passionate and not have any more violence.
So it's gonna look like that, or
This was one of the projects suggested. I doubt it's going to happen because the board that is suggesting this stadium, the one by, like it says in the title, Ibarra, supported by Mauricio Macri, their board couldn't even make a good system for the pitch, like to drain properly when it was raining. So I doubt if they cannot do that, I doubt they can even build a new stadium. But I mean, we'll have to see.
it would be cool though if you have like this. The first
Sure.
team, the first team could play there, and then like the women's team and U20
Hmm.
teams can play there, and then you have this that you can walk to the stadiums. That's cool. Um, you know, and obviously we have this one. I think this one will happen probably. I think this is the one to happen, in my opinion. What do you think? Is this the one to happen, or is it?
I feel like this is probably the most realistic approach, but I don't think the candidate that proposed this idea is gonna win. Honestly, like, I feel like Ibarra has a lot more chances to win because he's supported by Macri, but I feel like his project is maybe a bit too ambitious, like trying to keep both stadiums.
Yeah, Bombonera 360. That's a cool name. And then obviously we have. This is the. To be fair, this is what I could see happening. I definitely would like to see this happening, but I could. This probably will be it, especially the water around. Um, Problem if it's probably tsunami coming, that would be a problem. But you could just do like a closed seat, a big thing here. We close down like a toilet seat. And
People were memeing because they were saying that the ultras were gonna come in like pirate ships or something.
what?
No, it was a meme they were making.
You know,
You're muted.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Play ratings. So, what about we move into the play ratings? So, what do you give, first of all, what do you give Romero rating?
Well, Romero didn't have much of a job this game because even though Colo Colo did create those chances, very few of them went into the goal. So most of them went wide. So Romero didn't really have to do much. I think I would give him a 7 because the ones that he had to stop, he did so. He was also fine catching and clearing away crosses in or whatever. So I think Romero getting a 7 is fair. He didn't really do much, but it was decent enough.
So let's move into the, what do you give the defense? So Fabra, Figal, Valdez, and Vegant.
Fabra.
No, first of all, I'm gonna give Romero 6.5. Actually, he did
Okay.
not do that much.
Fabra, I think he did better than I expected. Especially, I mean, after his injury, he didn't really do much. He barely even tried to play, unlike another player that we're going to talk about later. Fabra, before his injury, he was doing decent, I suppose. I agree with him a 6.5 or something. Figal was fantastic. I think Figal was one of the reasons why Colo Colo couldn't score this game, because he stopped Volados and Pizarro in 2 occasions. So Figal, I would give him an 8.5 because I feel like he was really clutch in some of these situations. Valdez, I don't think he really had a good game. I don't know what the football rating is about. He was pretty shaky when trying to build up play from the back. I think I would give Valdez probably like a 6 or maybe a 6.5, but I don't think he wasn't good at all. Maybe 6.5 is too high. I would give him a 6 or a 5.5.
Yeah, and before we gave Alvin Colas rating, talking about him, I'm gonna do. I think Fabra was pretty good in this game. Obviously, he did very well versus Bonados and the right hand side of Colo Colo. I'm gonna give him a 6.8. Figure out. I think it was. I think he was your second best defender in this game. I think he was very good in this game. I'm really impressed how he played this game. Obviously, in the first leg, I don't know if he played or something.
Yeah,
he
he
did.
played.
Yeah, I think he was pretty good in this game. I think he was better in this game. I'm gonna give him 8.8 actually. Next, I'm gonna have Valdez. I'm gonna give him a 7. I think it was okay. Definitely not more than 7 because Footmoss is a bit loco.
Yeah.
Next player, Vegant. Obviously, the goal scorer. He's not my man of the match, but he's close. He's very close.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
he's second best or maybe third best after Figal.
I'm gonna give him a 9.4 actually. I think he was excellent in this game. He did very good defensively. He did very good attackingly. He did very well in this game. Both halves. He did nothing wrong. He was excellent in this game. Perfectly game for him. What's your rating for Vegant, the goal scorer? Obviously, right now the best Argentinian right back in the world, probably.
Probably not, but he did do pretty well this game. First half, I mean, the first few minutes he looked a bit shaky, but the entirety of Boca looked shaky at the first minutes. After that, yeah, he was excellent defensively. He stopped leaking like he did in those first few minutes, and he became very solid in that right hand side. And attackingly, he was always present. Like every time Boca dropped forward, Weigand was present. So yeah, he, even if we skip the goal, he still helped in so many chances that Boca created, so much of the link up play. So I feel like he probably isn't man of the match, but for sure deserves a big rating. So I'll give him a 9. I feel like a 9 is probably fair. He was really, really good this game, and that goal he scored, basically sealed our qualification to the next round. So it's huge.
So we do the midfield just at once.
Yeah.
Medina 7, Varela 7, and Guillermo Fernandez 7.5. What's your rating?
I'm not gonna agree with that because I feel Guillermo Fernandez was personally the worst of the three. I feel like he missed possession too many times, and he didn't really attempt that many creative passes. Most of his passes were to the side or something. Like he didn't try to risk much, and he improved a bit in the second half, but the first half was completely horrendous. I feel like, for what he did in the second half, I feel like I'll give Guillermo probably like 6. I feel like a 6 is probably more fair. Varela, he didn't have his best game. I feel like in the first game he was probably better, but I still rate him. I feel like he deserves a 7 or a 7.5. And Medina, I feel like he was our best midfielder. I feel like Medina made so many drives forward, so many passes forwards, like the passes that really matter, and he was delivering them correctly every single time. He dribbles, like he's our only midfielder that has any intention to dribble forward. So I feel like Medina, I'll give him an 8.3 because I feel like Medina was pretty good, and I think he's our best midfielder at the moment.
You know what? I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna give Guillermo Fernandez instead. I'm gonna give 6, and then Medina, I'm probably gonna give him an 8. He was excellent. Next, obviously Lanjoni played 60 minutes.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give him a 6. Just balance it out. Obviously the substitution, Oscar Romero, I give him an 8. And then Benedetto, the man who is hated by a lot of people. I'm gonna give him a 4. I don't think he was that good in this game. Obviously, the one header he had for that chance that Saldivia kicked out from the line, that was basically the only thing he did. Otherwise, he probably was awful. It was in Ramiro Gonzalez's pocket, so I enjoyed. Advincula, man of the match, 10 for me. I think he was excellent in this game. Very good player. Obviously, I think right. I think right wing is the right position for him. I don't think he's a right back. He's a right wing in my opinion. Best right wing in the world. Salah who?
True.
Yeah, what was your rating for these players? And then obviously move on to the next the subs, obviously. Colo Colos.
Yeah, I mean, Langoni is hard to rate because he only played a little, and he basically touched the ball like 3 or 4 times. Like it's really hard to judge a player on that. Like I guess I can give him a 6, but I was very sad to see him come off like that because he's trying so hard, and getting injured like that when you have a big chance starting in a big game, it must have been heartbreaking for him. So I don't know. I give him a 6. He didn't really play much. Unlucky for him. Oscar Romero. He did better. He did better. I'll give him a 7.7 because I feel like giving that assist was pretty huge, and he did control the midfield a few times. He did lose possession a few times as well, but I feel like his contribution to the game was mostly positive. So yeah, 7.7. Benedetto, I'm not gonna go as far as giving him a 4 because I feel like he tried a bit more than in other games. Like in some of the last games he's been playing, I think he doesn't even try. This game he did try, and he did try to play a bit for the team. We saw it in that assist he gave to Romero. So I feel like Benedetto, I'm gonna give him a 5. I don't think he was that awful, and he at least tried a bit. But yeah, he was still like or was our worst player on the pitch. I think at least from the starting 11. And Advíncula, yeah, like he was fantastic, and not only he was fantastic, but after he got injured, he kept playing like nothing had happened. He didn't care. He didn't give a single crap, and he was still running. He was still defending. He was still clearing away balls, um, making those huge challenges that kept us in the game, and even running forward. Like I was surprised that he didn't stay defending. He even tried pushing forward a few times. So like Advíncula is a true warrior, and he was perfect game. I feel like every Boca fan that didn't support Advíncula before, they support him now. They are in love by the way he played, even being basically on one leg. So yeah, Advíncula gets a 10. Like I don't know how you can play a better game than that.
Yeah, and let's move on into the substitutions, the last subs for Boca, and then we move into the Colo Colo team. Merentiel, I'm gonna just give him a 5.
He didn't even play.
Yeah, I don't know, 5, I guess. He played what, like 5 seconds or so. He touched the ball. I guess that's pretty much. Ignacio Fernandez, I'm gonna give him a 6. Luis Vasquez, I'm gonna give him a 6 as well. What's your rating?
Merentiel, well, like I don't think I can even give him a rating because, like I said, he barely even played. Ignacio Fernandez, it wasn't his best game. I was expecting a bit more from him because he's a player that I want to see starting our midfield more often. I think I'm gonna give him a 6.5. It wasn't the best, but it was a good contribution coming off the bench. Vasquez, I mean, he tried his best, and most of the time he was on the pitch, he was left alone because of the injuries of Advíncula and Fabra. He didn't really get that much delivery. The one chance he had, he blew it against Cortés. So I'm not sure. I'm gonna give him a 6. I guess it was decent, but nothing too great, honestly. So now I
Yeah.
guess it's time to move on to the Colo Colo players.
Yeah, Cortez, I'm gonna give him just a 7. Screw it. I'm gonna do this quick. Ramiro Gonzalez 6.5. Alan Saldivia 7.5. Wimberg 6. Bosat 6. Esteban Pavez 6.7. Fuentes 6.7. And Bruno Gutierrez X, I guess. Jason Rojas 6.8. Fabian Castillo 5.9, I guess. Thompson 5.5. Rojas 6. Daniel Gutierrez 6. And then obviously Gil 7. Poladas 7, I guess. And then Pizarro 6. Just go for your ratings.
Brian Cortés, he was pretty good this game. He stopped some big chances. I'm gonna give him an 8. His defense wasn't really helping him much, except for Saldivia. Saldivia is gonna get an 8 just purely based on that clear off the line that he made. Maybe 8.5. It's a better rating for Saldivia. Ramiro Gonzalez, I don't think he was that great. I feel like he was exposed a few times on that side. I'm gonna give him probably like a 6, I suppose. Wienberg, I felt like he was even more exposed because of Advíncula. I'm gonna give him like a 5.5. Wasn't really impressed. Bruno Gutierrez didn't get to play much, sadly, because he was subbed out injured pretty early. So I don't think I can give him a rating. His substitution, though, Jason Rojas, I think he was okay. probably like a 6 or something. Fuentes, 6.5. Pavés, I didn't like the game Pavés played. I mean, it was a bit decent on link-up play, but I feel like he was doing some unnecessary fouls at times. So probably like a 6 as well. Bosat, I feel like you said before, he should have gotten sent off, and he didn't even create that much going forward. So Bosat, he's gonna receive like a 4.5. Honestly, it wasn't a good game at all. Leonardo Gil, he had tried a bit in the first half. After that, he was a complete ghost. I feel like he deserves like a 5. Volados, the few chances he got, he blew them away, and he didn't even help that much in the link up. So Volados is gonna get a 4. It was pretty bad. Pizarro, he tried a bit more. I feel like Pizarro was actually good in the link up, but his finishing wasn't really good. Just for his link up play, I'm gonna give him a 6.5, but the finishing needs to improve for sure. Thompson, again, the only chance he got, he blew it, so I feel like I'm gonna give him a 5. Marco Rojas, a bit of the same, not really that great, so I feel like 5.5 is probably fair. Fabian Castillo, probably like a 5. I don't think most of the Colo Colo players that were substituted on didn't have great games, and that's why in the second half also Colo Colo weren't that good. In the first half, they showed a bit of flair, a bit more hope, but in the second half, Colo Colo was hopeless. You barely even played.
The coaches, Quinteros, I'm gonna give him a 7. At least he tried. Almiron, I'm gonna give him an 8.
Quinteros, I guess 6.5. He tried a bit, but I feel like the midfield choices he made weren't the best. And Volados, even if he scored in the last game against Monagas, I don't think he can keep playing, honestly. Almiron, I'm going to give him an 8. I feel like he was pretty unlucky with the injuries. That basically ruined whatever plan he had. He was very mad that his players kept getting injured. It was a bit sad to see, but I feel like his substitutions were on point, and the starting 11 was mostly good, and the game plan was also good. So an 8 for Almiron is fair.
Yeah, thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time for, I guess it's on, when do you think it is? When is the next time?
Well, we are either going to be on Friday or Saturday to review all the Libertadores and Sudamericana games, like basically this whole match day.
Yeah, the recap, I don't know when it is. Hopefully Friday. Yeah, it's probably gonna be. You're right, it's gonna be Friday this time.
Okay.
So it's gonna be Friday. The next time we are live here, and then I was. When is the next match day for this competition? So the next. So obviously. Yeah, it's 28th. So I guess the next is in 2 weeks, or 25th or 26th is the prediction for the last match day, and obviously the 30th might be watch on. I don't know. Might be though. And obviously more content coming. I guess match reaction for City versus Inter, and then they're trying probably tomorrow. Me and Rank, who knows, we might do the stream talking about Messi's transfer to MLS. What our thoughts on it, and what that means for the future for Copa America and World Cup in 3 years, because it's in US. How would it affect Messi's chances to win both of them? Because if he wins both, oof, I'm gonna have a party. Nah, it's gonna be mental. So thank you guys for watching. Take care.